I didn't really know this story, but Coach Joe Lapchick, who was coaching the Knicks in 1950, helped break the color barrier with Nat Sweetwater Clifton and brought him into the NBA. It was an all-white league. He was incredibly passionate about this. He would do anything to affect change. And I just connected with this guy, and I just thought, I remember my first feeling was, wait, I get to play this guy? This is incredible. I grew up just outside of Chicago and in a very integrated community. I was one of the only white boys on my football team. And so I have a very interesting perspective on race, and I feel like I'm incredibly lucky to tell this story, and we need to see it, and especially now we need to see it. I am a huge fan of the NBA. I actually went with Everett, who plays Sweetwater. We went to the All-Star game recently in Salt Lake City.
Oh, cool!
And, yeah, it was incredible, and we had our LeBron moment, and I got to tell him I haven't seen him since he did a cameo on Entourage 1,000 years ago. And I just so proud of that guy. I mean, 20 years in the league, and he's still absolutely crushing it. He's going to play with his sons. He'll just keep going forever. I'm a huge fan. And yeah, so I guess knowing the game, and most actors are frustrated athletes. So just using all of that and my passion for social justice, and everything matched up. It all matched up. It's a miracle. This is a movie that will be, I believe, very inspiring. And, we need to see something like this right now. I don't really like Cary. I don't know what else to say. No, Cary is a brilliant.
Okay. I was like, oh no.
Cary's brilliant. And I've known Cary for years. We have mutual friends, and he brought this very interesting. He plays my boss, Ned Irish, who owns the Celtics, and he brought a very, I'm sure he can speak for himself, where he was kind of very specifically channeling his stepfather, and did a brilliant job, and had this very interesting quality of weight and authority, but at the same, and it would be very easy, because back then, I'm Jewish. Coach Lapchick is Jewish. His character comes out in these moments having said some anti-Semitic things. And, we're dealing with anti-Semitism and racism and all these things. And I think our jobs as actors, no matter how much we judge our characters, is to not judge them while we're playing them. You try to, give them as much integrity as possible, because no character is a devil in their own story. 20 years? Wow. Good God Almighty. That is incredible. I never would have guessed that we would have this type of reach, to be honest with you. I'm out on the road doing stand-up comedy, and you hear people screaming out lines and that they miss it. And I never would have dreamt that we would have this kind of an impact. And it's just very grateful for that. Where would Ari be? I don't know. I think there's so many different ways we could go with Ari. How would he navigate this climate? Having Lloyd to help him, to be his politically correct consultant, possibly. That would be fun. There's so many different ways that we could go, but we all of us are staying very active. And so it would be fun to investigate where all these people would be today. There's been so much that has happened since then that it'd be a very fertile ground to explore.
I think the moment that Everett stepped foot on the court for the first day of shooting, when we realized that this guy was not just an incredible actor, he was an extraordinary athlete. And, to find that combination in an individual is very rare. And, I always joked that Everett could go pro if he felt like it. The guy's an extraordinary basketball player. And so to have that talent combined with having the talent to bring Nat Sweetwater to life and do him justice, we were very fortunate to find this young man, and he's terrific. Yeah, just terrific. He changed basketball. I had the privilege of meeting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I asked him about Sweetwater, and he said, Cary, this is one of the more important films you're going to make. And I said, why is that? And he said, I wouldn't exist without Sweetwater Clifton. Neither would Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan or Kobe or LeBron, any of us. We all stand on his shoulders. And it occurred to me that this man is recognized within the basketball world, but fairly unknown outside of it. And so it's important to recognize this man. And yeah, it's about time.
There's no reboot, Olivia. You know, there was a studio head one time who suggested that, and he posted it on Twitter, and I responded, there's a shortage of perfect movies in the world. They pity to damage this one. And that got quite a sizable response of positive feedback. So, I don't think he can touch it. But yes, we do get together and we do celebrate each other. We're all one big family now, thanks to this wonderful film. I think if we do any kind of celebrations, we probably have to wait till the 40th anniversary. So we have a few years away yet. Yeah, Tom's great. It's the first time we've worked together. I think 31 years since we did Days of Thunder. And he's just a terrific guy. I mean, everyone will tell you that. He's just great to work with. A real professional and a joy. Yeah, a joy.
A dream come true. What? Are you serious? This is crazy. To think that both worlds literally combine on, I mean, as an actor, you dream for like a dream role of telling a true story, a real human being that you can really dive into and go through the whole journey of ups and downs. So to get that opportunity was a complete, tremendous blessing. And it blew my mind because I never knew who this person was. Like, even though I've been playing ball for a long time, I never knew who the first African-American was to sign an NBA contract. I never even thought to think about it. So the fact that, I get to be a vessel to tell this beautiful story of a true human being surrounded by a great cast, right? It's legends. We got Cary Elwes, Jeremy Piven, Richard Dreyfuss, Kevin Pollak. Like, it's such a dream come true. And Martine Gigi, who's worked on this for the last 28 years, has done a great job of research. So we're looking forward to sharing this with everybody. But me and Sweetwater relate to the aspect of, one of his things was that, he never felt as if he was able to truly show what he can do in the NBA. Because once he finally became the first to break the barrier, right, he didn't have that true opportunity to really display his greatness that he felt he had inside and that he showcased previously before that got him there. And I related to that. I related to working hard at something, throwing my whole life at something, putting my whole identity in something to become something great and bring value to this world, and kind of getting that shut down and taken away, right? So that was like a tough spot for me, and I found that similarity with me and him. And I was able to kind of dive in on that aspect and tell the truth, right? Because we all kind of go through that, those journeys in life. So I felt him with that. So much magic that was happening on set. I mean, I'm great. I'm skilled. I mean, I broke the NBA celebrity scoring record, not to my horn. So I could play basketball, but it was so much magic that you can't make up. Literally, there's certain scenes. The first take, I make a half-court shot all net. I'm making hook shots all net. I mean, every dunk you see is me. And the chucks too, right? I mean, everything is me. So I think it was like a lot of magic that happened that you can't plan. There's real beautiful raw moments. And I honestly think it pops out on screen too.